So these are the generally the test case design techniques what we follow. These are the test case design techniques: error guessing, equivalence partitioning, boundary value analysis. So the thing is that we generally call it as pervasive method, and there is something called as general practice method. So if in interview it is called as, you just tell these are the methods: equivalence partitioning, error guessing, and boundary value analysis. But still, if someone is asking, do you know anything more? So whatever we have learned is pervasive method, pervasive method of test case design technique. Error guessing, equivalence partitioning, and boundary value analysis. But there's something called as general practice method. So where only for equivalence partitioning, rest everything is same, only for equivalence partitioning. Someone still asks you that, do you know any other kind of test case design technique? Then you can tell that there's something called a general practice method. Where in equivalence partitioning it tells if there is a range of values with some criteria, then divide the range into equal intervals and then test for one positive and two negative values. That means what? If there's a range of values with some criteria, suppose the range is age 22 or 60, and the criteria is, this is the age, is the criteria, and range is 20 to 60. So the technique is, first we'll divide it into equal intervals. Suppose 20 to 30 is a particular range. Now, 20 to 29 is a particular range. Then there's something called as 30 to 39 is a particular range. 40 to 49 is a particular range. 50 to and then 59 is a particular range. So 20 to 20, and this was the age criteria. Suppose 20 to 59 was our age criteria. So we have divided into equal intervals, 20 to 29, 30 to 39. So I guess there are 9 values, equal intervals, and then we can apply as one positive and two negative values. One positive and two negative means one positive can be, suppose, 21, and two negative means less than 20 is 19 and more than 29 is 30. So this is how we can derive the values in equivalence partitioning. This comes under general practice method. So this also you should know. But first of all, if someone asks you what are the test case design technique, you tell only 3. Tell that there are error guessing, equivalence partitioning, boundary value analysis. In error guessing, the test engineer will start guessing the values to derive the inputs for the test cases. Next is equivalence partitioning. In equivalence partitioning, there is when there is a range of values, set of values, or Boolean values. If it is a range of value, we'll test for one positive, two negative. Set of values, we'll test for one positive, two negative. A Boolean value will test for both positive and negative, true and false value. Now boundary value analysis, whenever there's a range of values A, B will derive the input for the test cases as A minus 1, A plus 1, B minus 1, B plus 1. So we go for error guessing whenever there is a straightforward requirement. Equivalence partitioning whenever there is a range of value or set of values. Boundary value analysis will go when there is a range of values only. Equivalence partitioning will go only when there is a set of values or Boolean values. Range of values will go for boundary value analysis. Why? Because equivalence partitioning is not covering the range of values. That is why we'll go for the boundary value analysis. Someone asks you, do you know any other method? Then you can tell there's something called a general practice method, where what we do is, whenever there's a range of values with some criteria, then we'll divide the range into equal intervals, and then we'll test for one positive and two negative values. And then you can give the example and you can explain that. So these are the most used test case design techniques, what you have to know. So we
question, please. Can I ask a question?
Actually, why we need to test the range of values is because, suppose someone asks you, why we need to test the range of values surrounding the range. Why we need to test the range of values surrounding the range? So the answer is, why we need to test the range of values surrounding the range? So the answer is because the developer might have missed the code of less than and equal to. In the loop, he would have used suppose less than 5, but he might have missed less than and equal to 5. So that is why we'll go for boundary value analysis. So let me just start the test case, and if my screen stops after 40 minutes, so I don't need to repeat it today again, just rejoin the meeting. So let me just check. I have given you the requirement. So Kirtana, suppose the release name is Tiger and version is 1.0. So can you tell me the test case name or ID? And module name is amount transfer. So the name will be release name, then version, and then module name. Test case type, we are going to write the functional test case. Test data is the fan value, 10 valid digits, okay. Then 10 value, again 10 valid digits, amount, a valid value of amount, suppose 5,678. Precondition, user should be able to log in. Okay. Status will write in the end. Brief description, one line description why we have written the test case. So what is the answer? This test case is written to test the functionality of amount transfer page. Okay. This test case is written to test the functionality of amount transfer page. Severity, you can write blocker, critical, major, or minor. As of now, I'm writing critical. The importance. Again, I will teach you severity and priority in detail. So this is the header section. Next, let us come to the body section. So we have already tested what? Login page. Now we are going to test the amount transfer page. So what will the step 1 is? Login as user A. Login as user A